And we have two seats right up front if anybody wants to move up closer. Yeah, it's perfect. Well, good morning and welcome once again to the Remay Center. We are delighted that you have chosen to practice with us and join with us this morning on this beautiful day. For those of you who are joining, we are following a different order of service, and it's not the usual uh, readings and chants. If you would like to follow along with us, please click the link in the event description so that you can download the service handout. That's a PDF where you will be able to follow along with us. Again, we are so happy that you've chosen uh, to practice with us at the Remay Center, and we hope that you feel welcome. And we will begin our service. Refuge vows. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and the accumulations of merit bring benefit to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and the accumulations of merit bring benefit to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and the accumulations of merit bring benefit to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. Four immeasurables. May all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness. And may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the eight worldly concerns. May all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness. And may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the eight worldly concerns. May all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness. And may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the eight worldly concerns. For as long as space endures, and for as long as living beings remain, until then may we too abide to dispel the misery of the world. Seven limbed prayer. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and mentally transformed. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the merits of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until samsara ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate the merit created by myself and others to the great enlightenment. Mandala offering. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, and my body, wealth, and enjoyments, without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Neatayame. For these first 16 weeks of the year, as we are engaging in our Bodhisattva challenge, we have a special focus on Tonglen meditation. And so all three of our meditation sessions today will be Tonglen. So I invite you to take a deep breath. I will guide you in this brief Tonglen meditation. Tonglen simply means taking and sending forth. During this practice, we visualize with full devotion that we are taking in the dissatisfaction and suffering of the world and sending forth peace, contentment, and loving kindness. So begin by settling your body. Feel right there where you are sitting. Feel the weight of your body being held. And let your spine rise naturally. Let your shoulders soften and your hands rest easily. And bring your attention to the breath. Don't try to change your breath, simply notice it. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel the body breathing itself. This body, this precious human body. Now gently turn your attention inward. Begin with yourself. Bring to mind your own suffering, your own dissatisfaction, the places where you feel tired, afraid, overwhelmed, discouraged. You don't need to analyze it. You don't need to justify it. Simply notice. Pay attention. And as you breathe in, imagine drawing that suffering in as a thick, dark, burning cloud of smoke. Heavy, hot, a cloud of pain. Let it enter your body with the in-breath, and as you breathe out, imagine sending out a cool, clean, refreshing air. An air filled with kindness, with gentleness, with ease. Breathing in the smoke of your own suffering, breathing out relief, care, peace. This can be difficult. So remember, you are not harming yourself. You are practicing courage in this safe holding space. So stay with this for a couple of breaths. Now widen the circle. Bring to mind your family, your closest friends, those you love, those you struggle with, those you worry about. And notice the suffering that exists there. Illness, grief, conflict, fear. As you breathe in, draw in that suffering as that same thick burning cloud of smoke. And as you breathe out, send toward your family, your loved ones, cool, clean air. The air of patience, of understanding, air of love. Breathing in, pain. Breathing out, care. Breathing in, pain. Breathing out, care. Our circle widens yet again. And now bring to mind your community, your neighbors, your coworkers, the people whose lives intersect with yours. And notice the anxiety, the exhaustion, the quiet loneliness, the unmet needs. Breathe in the suffering of your community as a dense, dark cloud of smoke. And breathe out a refreshing air of compassion, air of belonging, air of safety, of dignity. And simply let the breath do the work as we sit with this for a couple more breaths. Breathing in pain, breathing out care. As our circle continues to expand even further, we now encircle this whole country. Bring to mind the collective suffering you see and feel, the violence perpetrated by systems that are meant to protect. Allow yourself to feel the terror inflicted by raids and detention, the taking of innocent lives, the complete disregard for precious human life. Don't turn away. Let yourself feel it. Breathe in this suffering as a vast cloud of burning smoke, heavy, acrid, overwhelming. And breathe out cool, clean air, air of justice, air of accountability, air of repair. And send forth this air to those harmed, to those grieving, to those living in fear. As the circle continues to expand, we now must name what must be named. So we bring into our awareness the suffering of racism, xenophobia, classism, sexism, the hatred of gender diverse and transgender people. Notice how these forces wound bodies, how they limit lives, how they steal safety. And breathe in this suffering as smoke, thick, choking, corrosive. And breathe out a powerful, cooling air, air of recognition, air of equality, air of liberation. Let this air move toward all who are marginalized, all who are targeted, all who are made to feel disposable. And breathe with them. Breathe with them. And now widen the circle completely, boundless. Include all beings everywhere, known and unknown, seen and unseen. Include all suffering, all fear, all dissatisfaction, and let the smoke be vast. And trust the outbreath. Send out an immeasurable, refreshing air of loving kindness, of justice, and peace. An air that cools burns, that clears vision, that makes space to breathe. This might begin to feel a little too much. If it does, simply return to your body. Feel your feet. Feel your hands. Feel your breath. You are not carrying the world alone. You are practicing solidarity. One more breath in, taking in suffering. One more breath out, offering care. And now gently release these images. Let the breath return to its natural rhythm. Feel your body again. This body, this precious human life. And rest here for a moment. Supplication to Buddha. To the Blessed One, the one gone beyond, the fully awakened one, the great physician, the supreme teacher, you came to this earth and through your own efforts you obtained the awakened state, overcoming all suffering and distress. Through your great compassion, you showed us the path to liberation. You taught us the merit of compassion, wisdom, and equanimity. To you, the glorious teacher, I prostrate. Do not commit any non virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Blessed One. Through the merits of these thoughts, words, and actions, may we dedicate this for the benefit of all sentient beings. And like you, O Blessed One, may we and every being attain your supreme awakened state, free from the ocean of suffering. Lord of the Dharma, I prostrate to your omniscient being.
Om Muni 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 Soha. 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 Om Muni 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 Om Muni 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 Om Muni Muni Muni
Supplication to Manjushri. Om, homage to Manjushri, deity whose diamond speech cuts off all suffering, whose clear mind is the embodiment of insight wisdom. Manjushri protector, free from evil and karmic stains. Your form is vast as the sky. Your mind dwells in the one taste of suchness. Lord of wisdom, I prostrate to your omniscient being. Supplication to Maitreya. Om, Lord Maitreya, benevolent one, golden son of the primordial, emperor of the northern paradise. Around you the stars and spheres course and turn. Within the span of your breath, countless worlds rise and fall. Deity of innumerable names, called or uncalled, you are always present. May the pure heaven of Tushita always arise before us. Supplication to Palden Lamo. Soul Mother, Lady victorious over the three worlds, please pay attention here and now. You overpower the whole apparent world, samsara and nirvana, by heroically guarding the Dharma and Dharma holders with the four types of actions flashing like lightning. You soar up openly like the full moon in the midst of a garland of powerful Dharma protectors. Powerful Dakini protector, I prostrate to your omniscient being. We continue with our Tonglen practice. This time the guidance is very brief. And our practice is mostly in silence. But take 3 deep breaths in and settle once again into your awareness of your body. As we engage in these practices for the next 16 weeks, where we are engendering bodhicitta, where we are engendering an altruistic motivation that all beings may be free from suffering, that all beings may have happiness. The first preliminary is precious human life. And so breathing in and breathing out, be aware, fully aware of the great fortune that you have to have been born into this precious human existence. Notice every area of your body where you might feel a little discomfort or stiffness or unease, and breathe into those parts, taking in that discomfort and breathing back forth a relaxed sense of ease and stillness. The practice of Tonglen begins with ourselves. We practice compassion, loving kindness, equanimity, and joy for ourselves, so that we may then take that forth to others. So breathing in, allow yourself to feel your own concerns, worries, fears, pain. Allow yourself to feel that discomfort. And as you breathe out, try to cultivate, engender, bring forth a sense of equanimity, of acceptance, of peace, and of love. And after a few breaths, begin to expand your circle of care to include your loved ones, your closest friends, family, eventually all the communities that you belong to, your city, your state, this country, this continent, the world, allowing this circle to expand boundlessly. And so engage in this practice at your own pace for the next few minutes. However far your ripples have circled out, allow yourself now to bring your awareness back into this space, back into this room, back into your body, and gently release that practice. Lojong Lineage Prayer. For the sake of all beings to attain enlightenment, I turn to the source of the ultimate mind training, to the perfect Buddha Shakyamuni, who taught the profound path of the two truths. I pray, let the sun of your wisdom dawn in my heart. To the lords of the Dharma, Nagarjuna and Asanga, and to the great-hearted Santideva, who mapped the vast path of the Bodhisattva, I pray, ignite the flame of bodhicitta in me. To the lineage holders of the Lojong instructions who realized the view, perfected compassion, and championed the practice of exchanging self and other, I pray, shatter the fortress of self cherishing within me. To Serlingpa, Atisa, and Shikawa, to Chongme Sampo, who lived what he taught, all who blended sutra into essence, I pray, may your realization awaken in me. To my kind root Lama, the embodiment of all refuges, from whom the living stream of this lineage flows, I pray, let your mind and mine become indivisible. Heart Essence for Awakening, a Lojong Prayer. Having received the blessings of the lineage, resting in the heart of indivisible mind, I turn these blessings into the path, applying the essence of mind training for the awakening of all beings. With these blessings, I will train in the preliminaries, remembering this life, precious and fleeting, change, cause and effect, suffering, born, cherishing self. From these reflections, renunciation arises, and the determination to practice is born. In every moment, I see all things as dreamlike, resting in awareness, unfabricated and clear. I free even the antidote in its own place. Breathing in the suffering of beings, I breathe out joy and ease for all. When difficulty weighs heavily on the world, seeing the root, clinging to self, thus every challenge becomes the path. I take all blame into one heart and let the emptiness shine through pain. My whole life gathers into the essence of practice. I apply the five strengths without decline: aspiration and familiarization, wholesome deed, seeds and restraint, revulsion toward harm and diligence in virtue, gathering merit, clearing obscurations. All my conduct flows from awakened intention. All teachings serve a single goal: liberation. I rely on the principal witness, my own clear and knowing mind. Joy dwelling within confirms the training. Impartial and free from display, I keep my word. My attitudes change without strain. I do not speak of injury or dwell on faults. Releasing rivalry and expectation, I practice patience and boundless kindness. In short, with these blessings, all I do arises from one pure intention: to bring benefit to all beings. Patience and courage are my refuge. I train unceasingly in the three difficulties. Gathering trust and practice as provisions, I remain in virtue of body, speech, and mind. With all pervasive care, I serve all beings, seeking in this very life the realization of the supreme vehicle. Through the merit of this mind training, the heart essence of Atisa and his heirs, sustained by the blessings of the lineage, may confusion be exhausted at its root, and all beings attain perfect awakening. Vairsattva Mantra. Om Benzar Sato Samaya Manupalaya Benzar Sato Dinopatitra Drido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvata Tagata Benzar Mame Munsa Benzimbawa Mahasamaya Satu Ahum Pet. Om Benzar Sato Samaya Manupalaya Benzar Sato Dino Patritra Trido Mebawa Suto Kayo Mebawa Supo Kayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvata Tagata Benzarma Memunsa Benzi Bawa Mahasamaya Satu Ahum Pet. Om Benzar Sato Samaya Manupalaya Benzar Sato Dino Patitra Trido Mebawa Suto Kayo Mebawa Supo Kayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvata Tagata Bensar Mame Munsa Benzi Bawa Mahasamaya Satu Ahum Pet.
Om Vajrasattva 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 Om Vajrasattva.
Let us train in these preliminaries, remembering this life, which is precious and fleeting. Change, cause, and effect. suffering born of cherishing self. From these reflections, renunciation arises, and the determination to practice is born. With every in-breath and every out-breath in every moment, we see all things as dreamlike, resting in awareness, unfabricated and clear, breathing in the suffering of beings, breathing out joy and ease for all. Well, we want to again welcome all of you to the Remay Center. Is anyone visiting us for the first time today? Oh, thank you for being here. Thank you for raising your hand. We hope you feel welcome. We try to be a very welcoming and embracing community here in Kansas City. And if you're looking for a place to practice, we hope that you will consider us. Um, this is a great place for anyone who is exploring the Dharma or simply considering a spiritual home. So we'll hope that you will all consider the Remay Center as part of your journey in person and online. I want to say I have a few announcements. I want to thank, first of all, our greeter today, Donna, for such a wonderful job making us all feel welcome. I want to thank Travis for helping us with technology and Daniel as well for helping us with today's service. Um, this does not just happen on its own. It takes a lot of good people to make this happen. I also want to thank our Dakini group members um, who was responsible for the baked goods today. Nicole, thank you so much for bringing the baked goods and for the coffee. This bake sale happens every Sunday before the service and also after the service. So if you didn't get here early, you can stay late or you can do both. All proceeds benefit the Bodhicitta Foundation, which is supporting ex or former untouchable Indian Buddhist women and children in central India. So this is a very worthy cause, and we hope that you will take an opportunity to support this by purchasing some pastries. Our gift shop, as every Sunday, is open after the service. So we invite you to visit the gift shop and peruse the wonderful selection of books and other items. Um, Another news, this happens every year, and we're very excited. We are looking for artists who would like to submit an image that can be used for this year's Losar cards. Losar is a Tibetan New Year, and every year we have a different symbol. This Tibetan New Year is going to be the fire horse, so that sounds really exciting. I can't wait to see what those entries will look like. If you're interested in submitting an image, please email Lama Matt with either a JPEG or a PNG file. And all submissions need to be sent in by January 19th. So you have a little bit of time. You don't have to go and do it today, but don't delay. We are very excited about this. And please email Lama Matt if you're interested in this. Again, I think this was mentioned last week, but this is also great news and exciting news. If you look to my right, to your left, you see this beautiful green Tara Tonka. This will be raffled at the end of the service on Sunday, January 25th. Raffle tickets are $20 each, and you must be present to win. You can buy tickets in the gift shop, $20 each, and you can win this beautiful green Tara Tonka. All of these proceeds, of course, are supporting the work of the Remay Center and our building efforts. This is our 30th anniversary. For 30 years, the Remay Buddha Center has been a sanctuary in Kansas City, offering compassion, wisdom, and community. And to meet the growing needs and ensure that the Dharma continues, we are launching a $30,000 campaign. That's a lot of money, but there's a lot of us. And so these fundraising efforts are going toward our 2026 building fund. If you haven't already, you can see at the entrance our plans and the drawings for what this center will look like when we have completed our expansion. So, if the Remay Buddha Center has touched your life or inspired your practice in any way, we invite you to join us in building the next chapter of our shared home. I also have a couple of announcements here. We have Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service. This will be at 7000 Troost Avenue. This is the YMCA from 9 to 12, from 9 to noon. So just 3 hours. If you would like to participate in this day of service, then you can join other members of the Sangha. We have a coat drive that has been extended to Wednesday. And we also need the following materials for our Bodhi bags. We need vegetables, protein, water, fruit cups, and we need help putting the bags together this Wednesday at 6:30. This is, again, our outreach program that takes food and other basic items to the unhoused communities in our area. All of these items, of course, need to be shelf stable and easy to open. Thank you very much. Are there any other announcements I may have missed today? Okay. This is one of my absolute favorite um, subjects to dwell in as far as Dharma is concerned. Um, we are engaged, we are fully into our Bodhisattva challenge this year. And this week we are looking at the first of the preliminaries. So we're going to begin with something a little unusual today, a little different. Please take out your phones. All right. This is serious. So get your smartphones if you have a smartphone, and if not, maybe you can make a friend with your neighbor in your next cushion. And now open your camera app. Okay. Now all of you know that there's a way to make the camera point toward you, right? Anybody ever taken a selfie before? You are doing it today, Donna. So I don't see a lot of phones. Come on, take your phone, put it in front of your face, and take a picture. Okay, you can put it down. Don't worry. No one is judging you. No need to post it. No filters. No need to fix your hair. Nobody is thinking you're self-absorbed. Take your selfie. Just consider this a moment of reflection, kind of like standing in front of a mirror, right? Like noticing your breath, like recognizing this is me, this face, these eyes, this aging, this presence, and save that picture. You're going to need it later. Some people like to think or prefer to think that they are inhabiting their body, but that is not my experience. I am not in my body. I am my body. I don't inhabit it like a house. I don't drive it like a car. This body, this flesh, this breath, this nervous system, this is how my life shows up. I am my body. And to be human is to be embodied. Have you ever met a human without a body? It's not a mind floating behind the eyes. It's not a spirit temporarily parked in a vessel. It is a living, sensing being in relationship with the world. The mind is not something hiding inside the skull. It is a way of being in contact. In the same way that flight is not inside a bird's wings, mind is not inside the brain. It happens between body and world, between gesture and response, between you and what you care about. We make meaning by how we move, how we touch, how we respond. This is precious human life. It's not abstract. It's not theoretical. It's here. And it's now. The Buddhist path begins not with enlightenment, not with emptiness, but with this recognition. We get to be human. That is the big aha. That is the first preliminary. We get to be human. Of all the forms that life takes in the universe, this is the one we are living, breathing, thinking, feeling, wondering. We can ask questions. Why am I here? What matters? How should I live? How should I love? Most beings cannot ask these questions. Sometimes we think they do. In my house, the dogs have voices. And we like to pretend that we know what they're thinking and feeling. You know, a glass of pond water, if you take a glass and get some pond water, there will be millions of lives in that glass. Millions. And the oceans are teeming beyond our imagination. We haven't even explored half of what's in the ocean, but we know it's full of life. The earth is humming with instinct and survival, and yet here we are, human. Humans are rare. If you think in the vast history of the universe, even just of this planet, humans are rare. We've only been here for a second in the grand scheme of things. And among humans, those with the space to reflect, those with the privilege to choose, to practice, are even rarer. This is very rare. Do you know what percentage of our population in the States is Buddhist? Just to give you a frame of reference. Less than 1%. The teachings call these freedoms and advantages. These are the freedoms and advantages. Freedom from constant terror. We don't have to be constantly terrified for our lives. Freedom from unrelenting hunger. Freedom from lives so dominated by survival that reflection never appears. We actually have time to pause and think in between meals. Advantage in having enough stability to choose, enough clarity to wonder, enough time to care. If you're listening to this, you already possess many of these freedoms and advantages. Freedoms and advantages are not a moral achievement, okay? They're simply a condition. And conditions matter. They shape what becomes possible. The Buddhist view says this life did not arise from nowhere. It arose from causes, from habits, from tendencies, from momentum. Like how sleep flows into dreaming and how dreaming flows back into waking. Something continues from one moment to the next. What we practice, we become. What we repeat, we reinforce. What we ignore, we lose. This human life, this particular one, is a rare chance to interrupt momentum and to choose differently. Most of us do not think much about what it means to be human, right? We don't really give this much time or consideration. We rush, we're distracted, we live as if time were endless until something breaks the illusion. Illness, loss, death. My father-in-law, his name was Winford Akins, died 2 days before Christmas. His whole family stood at his side. We saw him take his last breath. He was a man of deep Christian faith, but his faith was not abstract. It was not performative. It truly shaped how he lived. It motivated him to love fully, to forgive generously, and to show up for others again and again and again. He believed love was not optional. That love was a calling. And he lived that belief with his body, with his time, with his attention. He taught, he listened, he cared. And now his life has ended. Not philosophically, but actually. His life has ended. His chair is empty. His voice is gone. We will never hear it again. And in that absence, something becomes clear. This is not a rehearsal. This is it. The preciousness of human life becomes visible when we see it disappear. What a funny thing. When we see it disappear is when we notice it. When someone we love can no longer choose or speak or act. But not all disappearances are the same. My father in law died from illness. His body failed in the way bodies eventually do. There was grief, but there was no cruelty. No one decided his death was acceptable collateral damage. And what we have all witnessed this week is something else entirely. It is a willful disregard for human life, for precious human life. A casual violence carried out in the name of policy. A system that treats certain bodies as disposable. Just a few days, Renee Nicole Good was killed by an ICE agent. A human life ended in a moment of sanctioned force. But her killing was not an accident. It was not an anomaly. It is the predictable outcome of an administration that has made fear a governing strategy. Now, if you just take a moment to read, you will find that human rights organizations show us what this looks like in practice. People dying in detention, deaths that doctors tell us were overwhelmingly preventable. People taken into custody who have committed no crime at all. People shot during enforcement operations. In just the last few years, dozens upon dozens have died in ICE custody. And this past year alone has been among the deadliest in decades. These are the things we cannot turn a blind eye toward. When we practice Tonglen, this is the suffering we're talking about. This is not abstract. It's not theoretical. It's real. These are bodies. This is breath cut short. These are families shattered. And this administration has shown us again and again how little precious human life means when power and greed are allowed to harden into cruelty. And this is why this teaching matters now more than ever, because precious human life is not a slogan. It's not a bumper sticker. It's a basic necessity. Either every human life matters or the phrase means nothing at all. In the book that we are studying for our Bodhisattva Challenge, Khentrul Lodro Taya Rinpoche writes that human life is as rare as stars visible in daylight. I like that image. At night, the sky is full. But by day, only a few remain, only a few are visible. This life is like one of those stars. And the miracle is not that life would last forever. The miracle is that it happens at all. That consciousness would take shape. That love emerges. That meaning can be made. That's the miracle. Reminds me of Thich Nhat Hanh, who once wrote, "Some people think that walking on water is a miracle. I think walking on the earth is the miracle." Meaning is not inherent. It's not given. It is enacted. We bring it forth through how we live, through how we treat one another, through what we choose to care about. And so to waste a human life is not simply to fail spiritually. It's just simply to never ask what matters. If we spend our lives only feeding the body, only accumulating comforts, only chasing distraction, we may survive, but we will not fulfill our human potential. And what a shame that would be. That is the realization of precious human life. I have this precious human life. What a shame to waste it. Temporary happiness matters, joy matters, beauty matters, and we can cultivate these by not making our well being entirely dependent on circumstances. But there is something deeper, and we can call it freedom, or we can call it integrity, call it living without regret. And it comes from loving well, from helping where we can, whether it's raising a few dollars to send to a foundation across the world, whether it is taking food and coats to people who need them, helping where we can, not turning away. In the book, Rinpoche recounts how Gawa barely slept. He couldn't sleep because he didn't want to waste his chance. Most of us are not inclined to that level of intensity, but we must wake up somehow. We must wake up. We must wake up to this day, to this body, to these relationships, to the truth that this human life, fragile, embodied, finite, is not disposable. So here's my invitation to all of you. At the end of our 108 days of this Bodhisattva challenge, take another selfie, a second selfie. Not to judge, not to compare, but to reflect, to ask, looking at one and the other, how have I changed? How have I softened? How have I become more human? Because we do get to be human, but just for a while. So may we live like we know that, and may all beings benefit. Long life supplication for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All powerful Chinrezi Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. A flower of faith in praise of Lama Chuk Mary. Lama of great compassion with kindness to all, you firmly established the Rimé tradition through skillful means and wisdom. Mary Tenzin Dawa, who is the embodiment of all the Dakinis, with the sun of wisdom and the moon of compassion, you bring love and joy to everyone you meet. Inspired by your example, I vow to cultivate compassion and wisdom from this moment forward and in all my future lives. I will strive to embody the Buddha's teachings in every thought, word, and deed. Dedication of merit. By this merit, may all obtain omniscience. May it defeat the enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. By this merit, may all obtain omniscience. May it defeat the enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. By this merit, may all obtain omniscience. May it defeat the enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. Aspiration prayers. Bodhicitta is precious. May it arise for whom it has not arisen. Once arisen, may it not diminish, but ever grow and flourish. All difficulties without exception being pacified, with harmonious situations like the treasure of the sky. May the teachings and practice of the Rimé tradition live long and shine brightly.